Hi guys, Mike back again, part 9 of the Warhound Titan build. Moving along quite nicely, and we're going to start work on the main body and carapace, etc. We are going for a half split colour scheme. So what we're going to do is, hang on a second, let's get to the front section. So we've got the front section. This is all going to be metallic colour, like this. So it's going to be that weathered, worn metallic colour. So all of that's going to be that. The heat shield is all going to be that. The front is going to be like that. Forgot to say I put the commissioning plate on the outside rather than the inside, just to give it a bit more detailing. But all of this and the interior is going to be that kind of worn, weathered effect. And inside we've got our lift chains. They go in the side, and we've got our lift that goes up into this recess. So that's all going to be that kind of worn, weathered effect. But for this, which is what I'm talking about today, and again, all of this under here is going to be the worn, weathered effect. And the generator banks will have that kind of warm weathered effect, but have a few more elements to it, because it's kind of a little bit different with the exhausts. And the inside here will have that warm weathered effect with detailing on the computer screens, like the inside of the head. And then we'll detail up the servitors. But for the outside, which I'm going to paint first, I'm going to mask this off in half, effectively. So what we'll do is we'll put our top hatch on, which fits lovely, as you'll notice now. All that fettling and hot water activity work to treat, so that fits really nicely. So we're going to put that on, put a bit of tape down there, half it off. This side is going to be red, sorry, no it's not, it's going to be black and yellow hazard stripe with the white thin line in between each of the black and the white. So it'll go yellow, white, black, yellow, white. No, it won't want to do it. It'll go yellow, white, black, white, yellow, white, black, like that. So that'll be, it's kind of on a diagonal all across here. So we'll half this off. So diagonally across, it'll be that colour scheme, covering half of this hatch. Then once all that's completed, this side is going to be all red, because we're going for the fire wasps again, obviously, because my Reaver is fire wasp colours. So that's going to be the main section. So then I can mask all the, then I've just got the interior to paint, which is not going to get touched. So rather than painting the interior first and then starting to airbrush stuff and trying to mask all this off, it'll just be easier to paint the exterior first, let that dry nicely, and then I can go in and paint the interior. So that's the plan for that. What else are we going to do? We're going to paint both of the knee guards, knee armour. They're both going to be red. Obviously the hatch is going to be half and half yellow and black hazard stripes, half red. The waist armour is going to be red. And then we've got our, where are we missing? A piece of leg armour. Oh, there's a leg armour, I can't reach it in a minute. But we've got two of these. One of them will be red, and one of them will be the black and yellow white hazard stripe effect. And our head carapace, I'm not entirely sure. I haven't really decided yet. Chances are it will probably be yellow, I think, to match my Reaver. But I'm not sure. If anyone's got any opinions on that, let me know. But that's what we're going to do next. So we're well on the way, really. I will catch you in a second when I'll have some paint down on this Titan. Actually, before I go, I just want to show you what masking tapes I'm going to be using. With your larger models, I tend to use regular masking tape. Well, it's not regular masking tape, regular size masking tape. It's about 25mm wide, and it's frog tape. It's available from all your DIY shops, but it's got this paint block technology in it, and it really does eliminate or greatly reduce the bleed between paint colours. And just a bit of advice that I find useful when I'm painting, you know, obviously get this stuck down really well on all the corners and things, and it's kind of spray lightly from above rather than kind of into the joint, because you could potentially spray underneath the tape. But again, practice makes perfect with that. So we're going to be using because it's a large model, 25mm tape is fine. On smaller models, I'd go for the Tamiya. It's 10mm wide, this one. So on my Reaver, for example, on the weapons and on the knee pads, I used 10mm tape. So on this knee pad, I will probably use the 10mm tape because it's a bit smaller. And then to do our fine lines, I've got a selection of micro masking tape from Jammy Dog, all purchased on eBay, and it will give you really, really fine lines like pinstriping if you wanted to. So 2mm and 3mm and 1mm and 1.5mm. I'm not sure what size the white lining is going to be between the black and the yellow on the main carapace up here, but we'll see. So yep, I'll get back to you shortly with some paint on the beast. Catch you in a sec. Okay, we've done the first wave of paint. We've just gone in with GW White Scar. It's the white layer paint. What I do, again, I know people hate GW paints. A lot of people hate GW paints. There's a lot of detractors of GW paints, and that they're not very good, etc., etc. I like them, to be honest. I get pretty good results out of them. But what I do, I buy these empty dropper bottles and fill them up with GW paint and thin them with airbrush enamel, acrylic paint thinner. It's all I do. So you can hear it's quite fluidic, if you like. I mean, I do that purely to have the colour match for the colours that I'm using to paint with. So what we've done is basically laid up some white over the black. So I mean, and again, you'll see on this, it's not a dead heavy white coat of paint. I wanted the recesses to still be outlined. I didn't want these covered in paint. And I kind of wanted a mottled look, really, bearing in mind that all the only white you're going to see is very thin lines of white. I'm not sure what size tape I'm going to use. Probably 2mm tape. So between each of the each of the black and the yellow colours of the hazard stripes is going to be separated by a thin white line. So the only white you're going to see is as a 2mm line between each colour. So I didn't want it too blocked out in white. I did want sort of some darkness showing through. So we've done that. We've done all around here. So all this side is going to be the hazard stripe colour. This internal bit here will be metallic, and this bit over here will be red when we go to do that. We've also painted the head white because I'm going to paint that yellow, and obviously white comes up better over yellow comes up better over a white base coat. So that's straight over black, and again keeping some dark areas in the recesses and more white on these raised areas. We've done one leg armour white. Again, we're going to go with the black and yellow hazard stripe effect, but I'll use thinner tape like I showed you earlier. I'll use the 10mm tape on that because as you can see, the wide tape is going to be too wide. So that's that, and we've done top hatch. Just used the frog tape that I was talking about earlier, cut it in half and sprayed half of it white, basically. The rationale for that is because when I come to do the red is going to go straight over the black, and I want this side to be red as well, and I want the red to go straight onto the black rather than red onto white, which will give it a different colour between this and this. So I want it to be the same. So that's it for a second. I'm going to be masking up and spraying down some yellow. I'll just readjust the camera and I'll show you how I mask up, just so you get a bit more of an idea of what I do. Catch you in a sec. Okay guys, we've got some stuff masked up. First of all, we've got the leg armour. So as you can see, just followed the lines of the leg armour, masking off with, so these exposed bits are obviously going to be yellow. So we'll do yellow, black, yellow, black, yellow, black with the white line in between. So that's that done. We've done a little bit of a revision on the hatch. I'm going to do black, yellow across the top and across this section, but this section, and I think the underside here, is just going to be red to match match the rest of the top. It was really difficult to get the lines, so I'm going to ignore this because that's going to be red, but just these bits, so just masked off the top. And we've done the hatch, which mirrors the rest of the masking tape basically, so hopefully that should come out quite nicely. I'll get the yellow down and I'll get back to you now. Okay, and the yellow is on basically. It's a horrible unsightly mess at the moment, but what we're going to do is obviously cover these bits and the white bits of tape with other masking tape, and then spray all that black. So all these white sections will be black to make the hazard stripe effect. So I've done the same on the hatch and on the main body. So it's all come out quite nicely actually. Like I said, it does look a bit messy because it needs tidying up with the black, but that's how the hatch fits across the top there, so that looks quite good. And that's the head. Different shades of yellow on there, so that looks pretty good. So some detailing work to do on the head, but that's kind of what we're looking at for the head. So I think that looks pretty good. Anyway, so that's a quick update. So I'm going to mask all this off again and put on the black, and I'll be back to you shortly. Okay, and we're done. The black and yellow hazard stripes with the white in between on the leg guard. So that's the one. Came out pretty nice. There is some shading and stuff on the yellow bit in the light I'm filming you. You're going to have trouble seeing it. I'm just going to paint the interior of that kind of metallic-y as well, because I'm going to glue them on. I've decided I'm going to glue them on. And so that you're not going to see that. So that's that. We've got top hatch in exactly the same colour scheme. Remember, we halved this, so this half is going to be red. Gone around the back there, and then the main bit done. Now don't worry about this bit here. Up from this box section here is all going to be red back there, but all this around here is hazard striping, and all this up under here is going to be red as well, so not too worried about that. And when the top hatch goes on, as you will see, it's nicely matching. So really happy with that. Really happy with the way that came out. Any comments, questions, please feel free, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers guys.